My father gave my brother the company I built for $1. He forgot who owned the source code. I'm selling the company to your brother for $1. Dad's voice was calm, matter of fact, like he was discussing the weather. We were sitting in his office, the one with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the tech campus I'd designed. My brother Kyle sat beside him, smirking. I stared at the papers Dad slid across his mahogany desk. A sales agreement. TechFlow Solutions, the company I'd built from scratch, being transferred to Kyle for literally $1. This is a joke, right? My voice came out strangled. You've had 5 years to prove yourself, Dad said, not meeting my eyes. Kyle's ready to take over now. He has the business degree, the connections, the vision to take TechFlow to the next level. Kyle leaned back in his chair, arms crossed. No hard feelings, sis. You're a great coder. But running a company takes more than writing software. My hands were shaking. 5 years. 5 years of 80-hour weeks. Of turning my college project into a multi-million-dollar AI platform. Of sacrificing everything while Kyle partied through business school on Dad's money. I built this, I whispered. Dad finally looked at me. You built it with my funding. My connections. My name. It's time for real leadership. My name is Alexis Monroe, and my father just made the biggest mistake of his life. I walked out of that office in a daze. Past the reception desk where my photo hung on the founder's wall. Past the engineering department where my team was coding. Past the server room that housed the AI platform I'd created. Everything I'd built. Everything I'd sacrificed for. Gone for $1. In the parking lot, I sat in my car and cried. Not sad tears. Angry tears. Betrayed tears. Then I stopped crying and started thinking. Dad had always favored Kyle. The golden son who looked like him, acted like him, wanted to follow in his business footsteps. I was the daughter who'd rather code than schmooze. Who'd chosen MIT over Dad's alma mater. Who'd built something revolutionary instead of joining his investment firm. When I'd pitched TechFlow 5 years ago, Dad had been skeptical. AI analytics? That's a gamble, Alexis. But he'd funded it anyway. Not because he believed in me. Because he wanted control. The agreement I'd signed gave him 60% ownership. Standard investor terms, his lawyer had said. I was 23 and desperate. I'd signed. Big mistake. Now, at 28, I was watching my life's work handed to my useless brother. Except Dad had forgotten something important. TechFlow's value wasn't in the office space or the client contracts. It was in the software. Specifically, the proprietary AI algorithm that powered everything we did. An algorithm I'd written entirely myself. On my own time. Before I'd even pitched the company to Dad. I'd been smart enough, even at 23, to keep the source code separate. Licensed to the company, yes. But owned by me personally through an LLC I'd formed in college. Dad's lawyers had missed it. They'd been so focused on company ownership that they'd never questioned who owned the actual technology. The contract said TechFlow had exclusive licensing rights to use the Monroe AI algorithm. Licensing, not ownership. I pulled out my phone and called my best friend from MIT, Jordan Chin. He answered on the first ring. Alex, how's the tech empire? Being stolen by my brother. I need a lawyer. The best intellectual property lawyer you know. Jordan was quiet for a moment. What did your dad do? Sold my company for $1 to Kyle. But he forgot I own the source code. Jordan started laughing. Oh, this is going to be beautiful. I know exactly who you need. 30 minutes later, I was on a video call with Rebecca Valdez, an IP lawyer who looked like she enjoyed destroying people in court. Tell me everything, she said. Rebecca reviewed my contracts for 3 hours. When she finished, she was smiling. Your father's lawyers are idiots. You licensed the algorithm to TechFlow under a renewable annual agreement. The current license expires in 6 weeks. And look at this clause. License may be terminated by licensor with 30 days notice for breach of terms or change in company ownership. My heart started pounding. Change in ownership? Kyle taking over is a change in ownership. You can terminate the license legally. They'd have to negotiate a new one with you directly. And if they can't? Then TechFlow becomes a company with no product. Just a name and some client contracts they can't fulfill. Rebecca leaned forward. Here's what I recommend. We send a formal notice of license termination citing the ownership change. We offer to negotiate a new license under new terms. What terms? Fair market value for the technology, which, based on TechFlow's current revenue, I'd estimate at around $10 million, plus ongoing royalties. I felt dizzy. They'd never pay that. Then they don't get the algorithm. And you're free to license it to anyone else. Or start your own company again. Rebecca's smile was sharp. Your father gave Kyle a company. You own what makes it valuable. Let's see how that works out for them. I hired her on the spot. The notice of termination was delivered to Dad's office the next morning. I wasn't there, but Kyle called me immediately. What the hell is this? He was shouting. You can't just take the algorithm. I'm not taking anything. I'm ending a licensing agreement that's no longer valid under the terms we agreed to. Dad owns the company. He owns everything. Read the contract, Kyle. Dad owns TechFlow. I own the Monroe algorithm. Those are two different things. I could hear Dad's voice in the background, demanding Kyle put me on speaker. Alexis, this is absurd. Dad's voice boomed. That algorithm was developed for TechFlow. It belongs to the company. Actually, it was developed 2 years before TechFlow existed. I have timestamped files, copyright registration, and witness testimony. The algorithm is mine. TechFlow licensed it. That license is now terminated. We'll sue you, Dad threatened. Please do. My lawyer would love that. Discovery would be very interesting. We'd get to examine all your contracts, all your decisions, all the ways you've undervalued my contributions while preparing to hand everything to Kyle. Silence. We can negotiate, I continued calmly. A new license agreement. Fair market terms. Or you can try to run TechFlow without the technology that makes it work. Dad hung up. For 3 days, I heard nothing. I went to work like normal, even though it felt surreal. My team knew something was happening, but didn't know what. On day 4, Rebecca called. They want to meet. Tomorrow. They're bringing their legal team. Good. Alex, be prepared. They're going to try every manipulation tactic. Family loyalty. Guilt. Promises. Your father is used to controlling situations. He controlled me for 5 years. Not anymore. The meeting was held at a neutral law office downtown. Dad showed up with 3 lawyers and Kyle. I brought Rebecca. Dad's head lawyer, an older man named Philip, started with threats. Ms. Monroe, removing the algorithm from TechFlow would destroy the company. Breach client contracts. Cost jobs. You'd be liable for damages. Rebecca didn't blink. The algorithm belongs to my client. She has every right to control its use. If TechFlow can't fulfill contracts, that's a management problem, not a licensing problem. This is family business, Dad interjected. Alexis, you're being vindictive. I'm being businesslike. You taught me that. Business is business, right? That's what you said when you sold my company for $1. Kyle leaned forward. We'll give you a percentage. Say, 5% of revenue from the algorithm. I laughed. 5% of revenue from something I wholly own? Try again. The negotiations lasted 6 hours. Dad's team tried everything. Threats of lawsuits. Appeals to family loyalty. Offers that were insulting. Finally, Rebecca laid out our terms. $10 million for a 5-year exclusive license. 20% royalty on all revenue generated using the algorithm. Ms. Monroe retains all ownership rights and can terminate for breach. Philip actually gasped. That's extortion. That's fair market value. We had 3 independent valuations done. TechFlow generates $15 million annually. 90% of that revenue comes directly from the algorithm's capabilities. $10 million is cheap. Dad stood up. Absolutely not. This is my company. I won't be blackmailed by my own daughter. Then run it without the algorithm, I said calmly. You have 4 weeks until the license expires. Good luck explaining to clients why their AI analytics suddenly stopped working. I walked out. Rebecca followed, barely containing her glee. They'll cave, she said once we were in the elevator. They have no choice. The company is worthless without your technology. What if they try to reverse engineer it? Then we sue for copyright infringement and theft of trade secrets. Plus, your algorithm is incredibly complex. Took you what, 3 years to develop. 4, actually. 2 before TechFlow, 2 after. They'd need years to recreate it. They don't have years. They have client contracts due next month. The call came 2 weeks later. Dad, without his lawyers, from his personal cell. Alexis, can we talk? Just us. No lawyers. No Kyle. I almost said no, but curiosity won. We met at a coffee shop near my apartment. Neutral ground. Dad looked older than I remembered. Tired. I underestimated you, he said quietly. Yes, you did. I thought you'd just accept it. Move on. Maybe work for Kyle. He stirred his coffee. I didn't think you'd fight back. You raised me to be a fighter. Just not to fight you. Dad was quiet for a long moment. Kyle can't run that company. I know that. But I thought having the title, the position, would give him purpose. He's been aimless since graduating. So you sacrificed me to motivate him? I thought you'd land on your feet. You always do. I felt a surge of anger. Dad, I built that company from nothing. Worked 80-hour weeks. Missed birthdays, holidays, relationships. All to make something great. And you handed it to Kyle like a participation trophy. I know. His voice cracked slightly. I know that now. But I can't undo the sale. It's done. Kyle owns TechFlow. Then Kyle can pay fair market value for the technology that makes it work. Dad looked at me. He doesn't have $10 million. That's not my problem. The company doesn't have $10 million in liquid capital. Then we'll structure it differently. $5 million up front. $5 million over 5 years. Plus royalties. Dad considered this. I could see him calculating, weighing options, trying to find an angle. What if I buy the algorithm from you? Personally. Then license it to TechFlow for free. Why would you do that? Because you're my daughter. Because I made a mistake. Because I want to fix this. I studied his face. Was this genuine? Or another manipulation? If you buy it, the price is $15 million. Not 10. He flinched. Why more? Because you're not TechFlow. You're the man who stole my company and gave it to my brother. That costs extra. Dad's jaw tightened. You've become hard, Alexis. You taught me how. Every time you dismissed my ideas in meetings. Every time you credited Kyle for work I did. Every time you made it clear I'd never be good enough because I wasn't a son. That's not fair. Neither was selling my company for $1. I stood up. You have 3 weeks to decide. Pay fair value or lose the algorithm. Your choice. I left him sitting there. That night Kyle called. Dad says you want $15 million. You're insane. No, I'm expensive. There's a difference. We can't pay that. You're destroying the family. You destroyed the family when you took something that wasn't yours. He hung up. 2 weeks before the license expiration, TechFlow's biggest client called me directly. Howard Chin from Pacific Analytics. Ms. Monroe, I hope this isn't inappropriate, but I heard rumors about licensing issues with your algorithm. My stomach dropped. Where did you hear that? Kyle mentioned it in our last meeting. Said there might be service interruptions while you worked out some technical details. I wanted to hear your side. I thought quickly. The algorithm is being relicensed. TechFlow should have full access continued if they agree to standard industry terms. And if they don't? Then I'll be looking for new partners to work with. Howard was quiet. Hypothetically, if you were to start a new venture, would you be interested in discussing partnerships? Pacific Analytics would be very interested in direct access to your technology. Very hypothetically, yes. That would interest me. After he hung up, I called Rebecca. TechFlow's clients are getting nervous. I just got a feeler about starting a new company. Perfect. That's leverage. Let them know they're not irreplaceable. I started making calls. Casual conversations with other clients. Former colleagues from MIT. Industry contacts. Just letting people know I might be available for new projects soon. The rumor mill started churning. Alexis Monroe might be leaving TechFlow. The Monroe algorithm might be going independent. Dad called 3 days later. What are you doing? Clients are asking questions. Some are talking about pulling contracts. I'm exploring my options. Like you taught me. You're sabotaging your brother's company. It's not his company. He didn't build it. He didn't earn it. You gave it to him like a birthday present. Now he's learning what happens when you don't actually create value. We'll match any offer you get, Dad said desperately. This isn't about offers. This is about respect. About recognizing what I built. About paying fair value. Fine. 12 million. Final offer. 5 million upfront, 7 million over 7 years. Plus 10% royalties. 15 million. 5 upfront, 10 over 5 years. 20% royalties. And I want it in writing that TechFlow will publicly acknowledge me as the creator of the algorithm. My name on all marketing materials. Recognition that this is my technology. That's humiliating for Kyle. That's the truth. Take it or leave it. Dad was silent for a long moment. I need to discuss this with Kyle. You have 1 week. Then I'm starting my own company and taking TechFlow's clients with me. I wasn't bluffing. I'd already registered a new LLC. Secured office space. Started recruiting my best engineers from TechFlow. They were loyal to me, not to Kyle. One by one, they'd called, asking if I was really leaving. I'd been honest. Maybe. If things don't work out, we'd come with you, they'd said. All of them. The week passed with no word. I spent it preparing. Finalizing my new company's structure. Meeting with potential investors. Lining up clients. Pacific Analytics offered me a 3-year contract worth $5 million. 2 other major clients followed with similar offers. I was building a company that would compete directly with TechFlow. And I was doing it faster than I'd built TechFlow, because this time I knew exactly what I was doing. On day 6, Rebecca called. They agreed. All terms. They're sending the contract over now. I felt a rush of emotions. Victory. Vindication. And strangely, sadness. This was my family. And I just forced them to pay me $15 million for technology I'd created. There's one addition, Rebecca continued. Your father wants a clause saying you won't compete directly with TechFlow for 5 years. No, I won't sign a non-compete. It's limited. You can't solicit TechFlow clients or employees. But you can start your own company in the same space. I thought about it. My new company was already attracting clients who'd never worked with TechFlow. Engineers who'd never been on my old team. Fine. But I wanted to specify I can work with any clients who approach me first. I don't solicit them, but if they come to me, I can accept. They'll agree to that. The contracts arrived the next day. $15 million for licensing my algorithm to the company I'd built. Public acknowledgement of my ownership. Royalties that would pay me 20% of TechFlow's revenue forever. I signed. The announcement went out to TechFlow staff the next day. We are pleased to confirm our continued partnership with algorithm creator Alexis Monroe under new licensing terms. We acknowledge her critical role in developing the technology that powers TechFlow's services. The reactions were mixed. My old team was thrilled. Kyle's new hires were confused. Industry observers were fascinated. One tech blog wrote, Alexis Monroe just forced her family to pay her $15 million for technology they thought they owned. This might be the most expensive lesson in intellectual property rights ever given. Kyle sent one text, I hope you're happy. I didn't respond. Dad called a week later. The first payment cleared. $5 million. You're officially wealthy. I was always the one creating wealth. Now I'm the one keeping it. Kyle is struggling. The team doesn't respect him. Clients ask for you. He's in over his head. That's not my problem anymore. He's your brother. He's the person who took my company. Family doesn't do that. Dad sighed. What do you want from me, Alexis? An apology? You have your money. You have your recognition. What else? I want you to admit you were wrong. That you undervalued me. That you gave Kyle something he didn't earn because he's your son and I'm just your daughter. Silence. I thought so, I said, and hung up. 3 months later, my new company, Quantum Analytics, officially launched. I'd hired 15 engineers, all top talent. Half were from my MIT network. Half were from competitors who'd heard I was building something revolutionary. None were from TechFlow. I kept my promise. But TechFlow's clients started calling anyway. Not because I solicited them. Because they were unhappy with the service quality under Kyle's leadership. We'd like to discuss working with Quantum, they'd say carefully. We understand you can't approach us, but we're approaching you. I took their contracts. Legal reviewed each one. They'd approached me. I was in the clear. Within 6 months, Quantum had 12 major clients. Half had never worked with TechFlow. Half had left TechFlow for us. TechFlow's revenue dropped 30%. Dad called, furious. You're destroying Kyle's company. I'm not doing anything. Clients are making business decisions. If TechFlow can't provide the service they need, that's a TechFlow problem. You're stealing our clients. I'm accepting contracts from companies that approach me. Your son is losing clients because he can't deliver what they need. That's called market competition. This is revenge. This is business. I thought you'd appreciate that. Kyle lasted another year as CEO before Dad forced him out. The board voted to bring in professional management. Kyle was given a meaningless VP title and told to stay out of operations. I should have felt triumphant. Kyle had failed publicly. TechFlow was struggling. I was succeeding beyond my wildest dreams. But instead, I felt empty. I'd spent 2 years fighting my family, winning battles, proving points, and I'd lost something in the process. My mom called. We'd barely spoken since the whole mess started. She'd stayed out of it, refusing to take sides. Your father had a heart attack, she said quietly. My world stopped. What? When? Last night. He's stable, but Alexis, the stress is killing him. This war between you two, it's destroying him. He started this war. I know. And you won. You proved your point. You got your money, your recognition, your success. But at what cost? I visited Dad in the hospital the next day. He looked small in the bed, hooked up to monitors. Kyle was there, looking exhausted. I'll leave you two alone, Kyle muttered, walking out. Dad opened his eyes. You came. Mom called. I'm not dying. Just a warning shot. He tried to smile. My body telling me to slow down. Maybe you should listen. Maybe I should have listened to you. 2 years ago. When you tried to tell me Kyle wasn't ready. I pulled up a chair. Dad, why? Why give him my company? Dad closed his eyes. Because I failed him. All his life, I compared him to you. You were smarter, harder working, more driven. Everything came easy to you. Kyle struggled. I thought giving him TechFlow would give him confidence. A chance to prove himself. By taking away my chance? I thought you'd succeed anyway. You always do. And I was right. Look at Quantum. You built something even bigger. I didn't want to build something bigger. I wanted you to believe in what I'd already built. Dad's monitors beeped steadily. I did believe in it. That's why I invested. But I couldn't see that the company wasn't the achievement. You were. The creator, not the creation. Tears were running down my face. All I wanted was for you to see me. To value me. To treat me like you treated Kyle. I know. And I failed. I let my disappointment in him cloud my pride in you. He opened his eyes. I'm sorry, Alexis. For all of it. Those words. The ones I'd been waiting 2 years to hear. They didn't feel like victory. They felt sad. I forgive you, I whispered. What about Kyle? Can you forgive him? He knew what he was doing was wrong. He did it anyway. He was weak. Following my lead, trying to please me. Dad reached for my hand. He wants to apologize. He's been too ashamed. Kyle came back in. He looked terrible. Older than his 29 years. Defeated. I'm sorry, he said simply. For taking TechFlow. For going along with Dad's plan. For being too cowardly to tell him it was wrong. I studied my brother. The golden child who'd fallen. Who'd been given everything and proven he deserved nothing. Why didn't you just say no? When Dad offered you the company? Because I'd never accomplished anything on my own. I thought running your company would make me feel successful. Instead, it just showed me how far behind you I am. You could have worked for it. Earned it. I know. But taking the shortcut seemed easier. Kyle sat down heavily. I failed at running TechFlow. Everyone knew it. The board, the clients, the employees. They all saw through me. Dad had to force me out to save what was left. What are you doing now? Going back to school. MBA. Trying to actually learn how to do what I pretended I could do. He met my eyes. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I don't deserve it. I just wanted you to know I understand now. What I took from you. What it cost you. It cost you too, I said quietly. Yeah, everything. We sat in silence, the three of us. A family broken by greed and pride and favoritism. I can't go back, I said finally. Can't pretend this didn't happen. Dad nodded. I know. Dad recovered. Retired from business. Moved to Florida with Mom. Kyle finished his MBA and got a job at a consulting firm, starting at the bottom, actually working his way up. TechFlow stabilized under professional management. They still used my algorithm, still paid me royalties. But the company I'd built was just another competitor now. Quantum thrived. We grew to 50 employees. Expanded to international markets. Our revenue hit $30 million in year 3. I was successful beyond anything I'd imagined. Wealthy. Respected. Featured in Forbes 30 Under 30. Invited to speak at conferences. But I was also alone. My family gatherings were awkward. Kyle and I were civil but distant. Dad tried too hard to show pride in me. Mom watched everything sadly. The price of winning had been higher than I'd calculated. Jordan, my friend from MIT, called one night. Alex, you won. You proved your point. You built an empire. But are you happy? I don't know, I admitted. Maybe it's time to stop fighting. You've been in combat mode for 3 years. Maybe it's time to live. He was right. I'd spent 3 years proving I deserved what I'd built. Fighting for recognition. Demanding respect. Winning. But I'd forgotten what I loved. Creating technology. Solving problems. Building things that mattered. I'd become what I'd resented in Dad. Obsessed with success. Measuring worth in dollars. Keeping score. I made changes. Hired a CEO for Quantum to handle operations. Moved myself to Chief Technology Officer. Got back to what I loved, creating. I started a new project. Not for profit. For impact. An AI system to help small businesses with financial planning. Free for companies under a certain revenue threshold. It was the kind of work I'd dreamed of doing before TechFlow. Before the fight with Dad. Before I'd gotten caught up in proving myself. The project took off. Small businesses loved it. Press coverage was incredible. Tech Genius gives back, headlines appeared. Kyle sent a text, saw the news about your free business tool. That's really cool. I stared at the message. We hadn't spoken in 6 months. I almost didn't respond. Then I typed, thanks. How's the MBA going? Hard. But good. Actually learning things. That's good. A pause. Then, I'm proud of you. For what you built. And for what you're building now. I felt tears forming. Thank you. We started texting occasionally. Not often. Not deep conversations. But slowly rebuilding something. Not the relationship we'd had before. Something different. More honest. Dad called on my 30th birthday. Your mother and I want to take you to dinner. Just the 3 of us. What about Kyle? He suggested it. Said he wasn't ready yet, but we should try. We met at a quiet restaurant. Dad and Mom were tanned from Florida. Relaxed. Happy. You look good, Mom said. Less stressed. I hired someone to run the company. I'm just doing the tech work now. Dad smiled. That's where you belong. Creating, not managing. I learned that from managing TechFlow. And from watching Kyle try to manage it. I never apologized properly, Dad said. At the hospital, I was drugged and scared. But I need to say it clearly. I was wrong. About everything. You deserved better. Thank you. Kyle's doing well at the consulting firm. They promoted him. He actually earned it this time. I heard. He texted me. Mom's face lit up. You two are talking? A little. It's slow. But it's something. We talked for 2 hours. About work, life, everything except the past. It felt almost normal. As we left, Dad hugged me. I'm proud of you. Not just for your success. For your character. For fighting for yourself. I learned that from you. To fight for what matters. You learned the right lesson. I just wish I'd taught it differently. Quantum's 5th anniversary was a celebration. 50 employees. 70 million in revenue. Partnerships with major corporations. Our free small business tool had helped 10,000 companies. I stood on stage thanking my team. Jordan was there, grinning. Rebecca, my lawyer who'd started everything. My engineers who'd believed in me. Kyle was in the audience. He'd asked if he could come. Brought flowers. After the speeches, he found me. This is incredible, Alexis. What you've built. Thank you for coming. I wanted to see it. To understand what I took from you. What Dad took from you. He looked around at the celebration. This could have been TechFlow. Should have been. Maybe it worked out better this way. I built something mine from the start. Still, I'm sorry. I'll probably be sorry for the rest of my life. I looked at my brother. Really looked at him. He'd changed. The arrogance was gone. The golden child shine had worn off. What remained looked more real. Kyle, I forgive you. His eyes widened. Really? Really? You made a mistake. A big one. But you've spent 3 years trying to fix it. That counts for something. He hugged me. We both cried a little. Can we try again? He asked. Being siblings? I miss my sister. We can try. But Kyle, I can't forget what happened. I don't want you to forget. I need you to remember. To keep me honest. He pulled back. I'm trying to be better. To earn things. To deserve what I have. I know. I've been watching. Of course you have. He smiled. You always were the smart one. We spent the rest of the evening talking. Really talking. About his MBA, my projects, our parents, the future. It felt like finding something I didn't know I'd lost. 6 months later, Kyle called with a proposal. I want to do something. To make amends. What? I still own TechFlow. Technically. I'm a figurehead, but legally, it's mine. Okay. I want to sell it back to you. For $1. I laughed. Kyle, no. It's fair. Dad sold it to me for $1. I should sell it back to you for the same. Complete the circle. TechFlow is worth millions now. Because of your algorithm. Your name. Your legacy. The professional management helped, but everyone knows it's your company. It should be legally yours too. I was speechless. Kyle, you can't just give me millions of dollars. I can. And I will. If you'll accept it. His voice was serious. I took something that wasn't mine. I'm giving it back. That's how apologies work. What about Dad? He agrees. Actually, it was partly his idea. He still owns percentage points. He's transferring them too. For $1. I sat down hard. You're giving me back TechFlow. We're giving you back what was always yours. The paperwork took 3 months. Lawyers had to verify everything. Make sure it was legal. Make sure Kyle and Dad weren't doing this under duress. Finally, the sale completed. TechFlow Solutions transferred to me for $1. The company I'd built, lost, and replaced was mine again. I merged it with Quantum, combined the client bases, unified the teams, created something bigger than either company alone. The new entity was worth over $100 million. And it was entirely mine. The press went crazy. Tech prodigy reclaims her empire. Family betrayal ends in redemption. The most expensive apology in Silicon Valley history. Kyle did interviews. Admitted his mistake publicly. Talked about learning humility and earning respect instead of demanding it. My sister built something revolutionary, he told TechCrunch. I tried to take credit for it. I failed. Now I'm trying to make it right. Dad gave interviews too. I failed my daughter. Let outdated ideas about gender and business cloud my judgment. Alexis Monroe is one of the most talented people in tech. I'm just sorry it took me so long to see it. The redemption arc was complete. The family that had betrayed me had publicly admitted their mistakes, had given back what they'd taken, had done everything possible to make amends. I should have felt victorious. And I did. But I also felt something else. Grateful. Not for the betrayal, but for what it had taught me. That my value didn't come from their recognition. That I could build something from nothing. That I was stronger than I knew. The fight had been expensive. Emotionally, financially, temporally. But it had transformed me from someone seeking approval into someone who didn't need it. I was successful because I was talented and hardworking. Not because Dad funded me or Kyle acknowledged me. Because I was good at what I did. That knowledge was worth more than any company valuation. Quantum TechFlow became one of Silicon Valley's success stories. We went public 3 years later. The IPO valued the company at $500 million. I kept 51%. Gave equity to key employees. Donated 10% to a scholarship fund for women in tech. Kyle worked at his consulting firm. Made partner after 5 years. Built a reputation for ethical business practices and honest consulting. He was good at it. Finally doing work he'd earned. Dad wrote a book about his mistakes in business and parenting. The Golden Child Trap: How Favoritism Destroys Families and Companies. It became required reading in some business schools. Mom started a foundation for family therapy, helping families navigate business succession and sibling rivalry. She learned from our disaster. We had dinner together once a month now. All 4 of us. Sometimes it was awkward. Sometimes we argued. But we showed up. We tried. That was enough. Jordan visited my office one day. Looked around at the empire I'd built twice. You did it, he said. You won. Did I though? I lost 3 years with my family. Spent so much time fighting. But you gained yourself. Your independence. Your confidence. He gestured at the office. And this. All of this. He was right. The fight had cost me. But it had also made me. I wasn't the naive 23-year-old who'd signed away 60% of her company. I was a CEO who understood her worth. Who documented everything. Who fought when necessary. 10 years after Dad sold my company for $1, I stood on stage at a tech conference. The keynote speaker. Talking about ownership, intellectual property, and protecting your work. My father gave my brother the company I built for $1, I told the audience. He forgot who owned the source code. The crowd laughed. They knew the story. Everyone in tech knew the story. Here's what I learned, I continued. Your value isn't determined by who invests in you or who believes in you. It's determined by what you create, what you own, what you control. I saw Kyle in the audience. He was smiling, clapping. I almost let their betrayal destroy me. Instead, I let it teach me. That documentation matters. That ownership matters. That knowing your worth matters. After the speech, a young woman approached. Ms. Monroe, my dad wants me to sign over my patent to his company. He says it's family business, that I should trust him. What should I do? I looked at her. Saw myself at 23. Get a lawyer. Read every contract. Own your own work. Trust your family if they deserve it, but protect yourself regardless. But he'll be angry. He'll get over it. Or he won't. Either way, you'll have what's yours. She nodded slowly. Thank you. As she walked away, I thought about the young woman I'd been. The one who'd signed away control because she trusted her father. Who'd lost everything and had to fight to get it back. I wouldn't change it. The pain had been necessary. The fight had been worth it. The victory wasn't just getting my company back. It was becoming someone who would never give it away again. My father gave my brother the company I built for $1. But he forgot who owned the source code. And that made all the difference.